we should be celebrating.
I'm gonna say this and I'm
Instead,
gonna
we're
let it
like,
go.
damn, it's fucked up.
Some black people are so ignorant they don't want to learn. That goes back to what you were saying. Some black people rather just have the fish be given to them, and they don't want to learn how to fish themselves. And the more ignorant they are, the more dangerous they are. You know, you could try to bring a hoist to the, you can lead a hoist to the water, but you can't make them drink it, and they dangerous. And that's what we realizing. Sometimes, you know, blacks I'll give you an example, and then I'm gonna just go ahead on about my business. It was a black man. I had locked my keys out the house, and I was calling Yaki, and he couldn't hear me, so I needed to use the black man phone. And I was like, "Excuse me, brother, can I use your phone? I live right here." And I locked my key. That black man looked at me like I had shit on my face and just didn't say nothing to me and walk off. And the Mexican man was sitting right there and say, "Here, sister, you can use my phone." You know, so I can't always go off of color, because evilness is in every culture, every race. Every culture, every race. And you got these black people out here, the white man not killing them. They doing more killing themselves than anybody. And you can't tell them anything because they ignorant. Even these black women, they want to be on these programs, fighting each other, watching this goddamn them negative, lurid TV shows where they beating each other up. They walking around angry. You can't even give them a compliment and say, "Hey, sister, your hair cute." They looking at you like they ready to fight you or ready to take off on you. They are ignorant. I have to stay away from them. I run when I see them because they have this angry aura on them. And they don't
Right,
look at
but
the
can I ask you a
Caucasian.
question? Because you
Sure.
talked about earlier about us being programmed, and I agree with that. I agree that we have been heavily programmed. So, do you think that it could be that these people have fallen to that, and it's not, and maybe they haven't gotten to the wrong where you are, where you've been able to acknowledge that and realize that and maybe fight sort of that demon, right? But what about people who are not as fortunate as you that can't fight those demons, so those demons are attacking them all the time? Like, do you think that it's something that they should be able to do, they have free will to do, or have they been so institutionalized? And then
So
I think the other thing is, I just think that these sort of opportunities, I don't think America just has a history of just being this this bowl of opportunities for black people. But that's beside the point. I really wanted us to talk about like the programming, like in the hostility that black women have amongst each other. Could that be a result of what this system and this oppression that we've been going through? Could that be a response to that? And are we now blaming the victims of the
so I'm
oppression?
not I'm not like scolding or condemning anybody. I gotta protect myself first. And I would never scold anybody because, you know, I was once unconscious and programmed out there too. But I always knew intuitive wise that I wanted to be liberated, you know. It's within all of us. But I have to protect myself because I don't have self-hate. You know, I love who I am. I love the skin. I love the body that I'm in, you know. But a lot of, you know, black people, they have a lot of self-hate because they program. And I'm aware that, you know, they're being programmed and conditioned during these TV shows. So I gotta protect myself because they're angry, you know. And you can't just, I can't explain it. Like, I see my black sisters all the time, and when I see them, I be like, "Damn, they're so beautiful," you know. And I want to give them a comment, but they have this angry, negative energy on them, and I don't want to be attacked, you know. So I can't. Then you can't like give them information because they angry. If they don't have that knowledge and you do, they angry because you know it and they don't, you know. And whenever it comes to anything dealing with us, they want to march and they want to talk. But when it comes to them going at each other, they want to attack, fight, and kill. And I'm saying, why don't y'all use that same energy towards the enemy? That's all I'm
It,
saying. So I
I
have to
think that
protect
a lot of
myself.
I think that comes from, I mean, I don't know if you believe in this or not, but there's a letter by Willie Lynch where he instructed America on how to create the people we are today. Like, I don't know if you believe
Right,
in it. I don't know if you believe in us having post traumatic slave disorder, where
right,
we are heavily
That's true.
institutionalized and we hate each other like we're the ones oppressing each other,
right.
but it's really the system that has created this environment amongst each other. So
Right.
I mean I'm not ignorant to what you're saying is completely true. I believe that I just have empathy for those black people who are unable to give you that benefit of the doubt, because unfortunately we have been institutionalized, and we don't have that love for each other. But maybe I'm going to be the first black person you met that actually help you out and maybe change your perspective on your people, right? Maybe I'm going to be the one to help you every time I see you, or maybe if you need me for something, I'm going to help you as much as I can, because I want to sort of be the change in our community that we want to see. Maybe this, I mean, like this one thing that I do that I think that is sort of known in the black community. I don't know, but like if I'm out at the airport, if I'm out in public, especially like in different countries, and I see a black person or a black lady, I do like the smile. You know, that little fake like smile that white people give us. Like I give that to them. I compliment them. I say you're so beautiful. Like I make it a bit. I make it a deal. If I walk past a black person and I don't know them, I say good morning. I say, hey, how you doing? I say like someone from a different race can walk past me and I not say anything. But if a black person walk past me, I'm gonna make it my effort, my deal to say, hey, how you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. I like your hair. I like your boots. Whatever, because I want to create that sort of environment amongst us where I don't know.
Now you
I mean,
know
I just have empathy for them, empathy for our
that's the key
brothers and
word.
sisters who are
Uh huh.
struggling more than I am in this society. Like I only live good because I got a good job. If I was to lose this job, I would be struggling with every other American, every other black American who just has, a normal job earning 40, $50,000 a year, and they are struggling right now.
I see
So
the
quick.
comment in it, and still like you're missing the point. No one's saying nothing about the struggling people. That's not the thing. That was never my point. My point is one, you gotta learn to deal with what is here. That's the first thing I was trying to point out. Two, they're not the only struggling class. What I'm saying is Section 8, it is lots of people.
Right.
The echo is back. It is lots of
White
people
people.
that are trying to get on Section 8 too. They can't get on it because these people are taking up all the slots. So what about their struggles? The people that's on it, the only one who deserves to benefit something from their struggles? No.
And you don't think that it's the government's responsibility if they see so many people need
I
Section
was
8?
going to get to that.
And
Please let me finish. I was going to get there.
if you're saying that it's so many people need Section 8, it's not the government's responsibility to increase the budget to be able, because why are these people struggling in your country?
Let me get to that's what I'm trying to get to. So first off, the reason why a lot of us are struggling, and I hate to say it, because I used to think like that too. I promise you. A lot of it is because these some of the folks just refuse to put in the work to help themselves. That's literally the truth. I know so many of my brothers and friends that are victims of this. They're like they'll sit there and complain about the shit that's happening, but you'll have the stuff right there in your face to get it done, and you refuse to do it. Now, and for it's a government thing, you know the government isn't gonna just give, especially us, things. We know that. That's what I'm saying. Stop putting yourself in a box, bruh, and learn to be able to dig yourself out. Think about it from this perspective.
Dig myself out
That,
of what?
you can't
This
stop over talking to me.
collapsed economic system, like the fact that inflation is going crazy. Dig myself exactly out of what? Because if I'm in a negative every time I get paid, I don't have savings. I don't have a dime to save. So what are you saying? Get a third
You're not
job?
allowing me to say it.
After you stop talking, I just want you to sort of, because you're giving
Wait,
a
Jamie.
solution, and I'm saying that's not a solution.
I didn't even get to the solution part. I was addressing the issue.
What do
You
you
didn't allow me
mean?
to get to the solution.
What do you mean?
Quick point. Can I throw a quick point out there? Uh,
Jeez.
so as we move forward, the jobs that are known to be safe from AI are going to be mental
Wait,
health therapy
Jamie,
and
remember
social workers.
Malcolm X? I just wanted to say this, right? Remember Malcolm X and Harriet Tubman? They both made this statement. Retrospectively speaking, we have to keep this in mind. Harriet Tubman stated, I freed millions of slaves and knew that they were slaves. She had to keep it pushing. Malcolm X asked the question in the Maz. He said, how many of y'all love y'all freedom? Everybody raised their hand. He said, how many of y'all ready to die for y'all freedom? Only 1% at 99% that didn't raise their hand because them gonna. But I can't have empathy for lost souls or lost spirits because they figurative. So that's how the government thinking. They thinking like when you sleep, they up. You know, when you up, they sleep. They thinking 10 years ahead of you. They understand this analogy. You know, you can't focus on the ones that's not getting it. You got to focus on the ones that got it. And that's my thing. I can't have sympathy on a person that's like Keaton getting beat, whipped, being pimped by the program, and I'm trying to give them, teach them how to fish, and they don't want to learn how to fish. They just want me to give them the fish. I got to keep it pushing.
Look, but let me
That's
let
what
me
I'm
get to the
saying.
part for the government that I was going to say. Look at this is how the government is looking at it. Remember, if giving them more housing, because you said create more, put more in the budget to create more housing. So basically, more Section 8 housing. Does that increase or decrease the economy? It doesn't increase it. So they're not going to do that. And what that's going to do is if they keep on making more and more because more people need it, I'm telling you what niggas are going to do. They're going to start leasing on it. They're going to start, everybody's going to start totally relying. Bro, I just got this Section 8, bro. Yeah, apply for the Section 8, apply for the Section 8. They keep on creating more. That's what they're going to do. I promise you. I know
Okay, but what if it is a million? What if it's
because you're
100
holding
million
yourself
people in a
back.
year?
That's what I'm
No,
trying to
let's
get
just
you.
say it's 20 million people that are cheating the government right now out of $100 million. Let's just say $1 trillion per year in Section 8. What is wrong with that?
No one is saying that you're steady missing the point.
No, I don't
You
think you. I
are
think
because
I think
what the
that's
point
not
I'm
your
making
point.
is you're holding
After I call
yourself
you
back
out
when you do
on that
that.
bull crap, Jamie, that is bull.
How is that? Hold on. How is that bull crap when I'm telling? So you just got through saying that if they're relying on this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Basically, that there's nothing wrong with them sitting on the government assistance and stuff like that because they need it and stuff like that. Cool. But what I'm saying is that helping them survive or is that helping them prosper? It's just helping them survive. It's a lifeline. What I'm saying is we need to be thinking of ways to push forward. That is not going to help you push forward.
Okay, so what government program is the government? They're you're saying, okay, I'm giving you 2 years to get your life together. Okay, what is the government going to help them do within this 2 years? Are they giving them, are you saying that I want you to get just 2 jobs and save your money, or am I going to invest in you to increase your economic power?
They're not
Which
going
one?
to invest. If I could say this real quick, the
Exactly. They're
difference,
not going to
yeah,
invest. That's the
the
thing.
But see,
Republican,
They're not
that's
investing in these
it.
people.
Can you at least notice, acknowledge what I'm saying that the point is still being missed? I'm not saying that. The thing I am saying is that this is what it is. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't be doing that. My thing is I'm dealing with what's in place. For how to move with what's in place. That's what I've been constantly saying.
question for the panel.
Right, but you're
When,
saying that that isn't something that you don't agree with that. You don't agree with letting somebody sit on Section 8 for 5 years and they come out after 5 years, they still broke. That you don't agree. You think that they should have a set amount of time that they sit on Section 8 and then we're going to kick you off and let somebody else move in. Because that doesn't help the economy.
That's what no, I didn't
But
say
2 years is
me.
a long time to be on Section 8.
I said that's how they're thinking. They're going to do the things to
Beg to
increase the
disagree.
economy. I'm not doing it to increase the economy. But them in the government positions, that's what they're going to do. And this is the way that they came up with.
But
So
2 years
do you
on
agree
Section
or
8 on any
disagree?
subsidized program is a long time to be able to save in the transition.
Matter of
I
fact,
mean,
let
if
me
you
go ahead.
can't
Let
save
me
in
go ahead and cook a
transition
little
after
bit.
that, then I
All
don't
right,
know.
hold on, real quick, Cairo. Me and Taj, he got to LA a little bit more than I before I did, but we both was on a government program at one point of our life when we was in California. Because I told you I had a hard time when I first came there. Right, my first couple years it was rocky. It was a program called PAC. What they did was they gave you basically 9 months of assistance, but they didn't give how they did it was the first 3 months they paid 100% of your rent.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and they pay your deposit to get in, all of that. Then the next 3 months they pay 75. Then after that, the next 3 months they pay 50. And after that, you're on your own. So what they're doing is gradually preparing you for being capable of you know what I'm saying, being capable of taking care of yourself. Me and Taj was both in that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Taj, I hope you don't mind me sharing it.
No, great program. I can't wait to
We
add on
both
to it.
was
Great
in that
program.
program at one point of our lives earlier in our
Yeah.
LA